In the 1970s, third-party companion products for Dungeons & Dragons explained in detail how likely it was for a dragon to be untruthful. They swiftly stopped doing so, and have never done since. What happened? In the 1970s, third-party companion products for Dungeons & Dragons explained in detail how likely it was for a dragon to be untruthful. They swiftly stopped doing so, and never have since. What happened? Could I just say, this is a really, really apt question for me right now, because I am so into Dungeons & Dragons as of the past few weeks.
Oh,
like, it's been my whole life.
Is anyone else here a D&D player? Because I'm not.
No, my wife is, but not me.
A couple of times ages and ages and ages ago.
I can shout down to her if you want. I can ask her.
I have a friend who goes to a place that has like professional games masters. Somewhere in London, there's a little tavern where, you know, because it's a big operation to run a game of D&D. You have to do a load of storytelling, do a load of research. That is now a service for hire at one place in London. You can just turn up with your adventurers and just have a professional deal with the paperwork for you.
Oh, brilliant.
Wow.
Does anyone understand sort of the basics? I guess you need to understand the basics of how D&D works as a game.
It's communal storytelling, right? With rules.
Yeah, and specifically you sort of roll dice to determine some things. There's numbers and whatnot in there as well.
All right. I'm thinking of like these what was the phrase? Third party companion pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like a rule book, or maybe it's an additional dice, but the dice had like a stupid amount of sides, so it just only like landed on one number ever?
That's really funny that you say this dice had a stupid amount of sides as opposed to a normal
as opposed
dice.
to all the others,
Which doesn't have the same amount of sides.
I literally found a dice with 100 sides the other day. So
what's that shape even called?
that is not out of the realm of possibility. But no, yeah, you're so spot on. The fact that it's a third-party book is very important.
So that means it's published by someone who is not the official manufacturer. It is a tie-in. It's an extra thing that someone else has made. Going, we're going to play in your world for a bit, which
And it's
means
about
that
dragons. Was it written by a dragon? And dragons are like, oh my god, we tell the truth all the time. What's the big deal?
There was a slander and libel lawsuit from dragons, from the actual concept of dragons.
Yeah.
And you're lucky that it was a lawsuit as well, because usually they would just eat you.
Yes.
So
yes.
The fact they've gone down the legal route is fantastic.
It's really very civil of the dragons, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I'm wondering, like, so you said that they had like a score for how trustworthy they were, and I'm wondering, like, is there a mechanism to determine trustworthiness in non-third party D&D? Is that actually a thing that you normally would roll the dice for to determine trustworthiness, and having it sort of set, especially by a third party, interrupted the game or upset some people?
So it's third-party book. So it is to do with a statistic that is measured in game. You're right on that, Luke. And there is sort of a mismatch between what's in these third-party books and what is actually supposed to happen in the game.
That's often a thing when you have kind of that external content, even if it's officially licensed. Like Star Wars basically wrote off decades of novels and extra stuff because Disney bought them and wanted to put new movies out. So presumably whatever was in the third-party book kind of got overruled later, either accidentally or deliberately by the officials.
So it wasn't so much that it was overruled later.
It was wrong to begin with.
It was wrong to begin with, yeah, exactly.
Because dragons can't talk.
Of course. But they can still be dishonest, even if they don't talk.
Dragons can talk common and draconic, actually, yeah.
So I'm guessing that maybe like while you don't directly roll for something like trustworthiness, you do roll for something like truth or something that would have an effect on trustworthiness, even if it's not directly trustworthiness.
No, so it's actually a statistic for whether or not the dragon would be at home. So you roll to determine whether the dragon would be at home.
And if he's told you he's not, he's untrustworthy. if he says that he is, but he says he's not.
It was whether the dragon is untruthful, right?
Yes. So these books explained in detail how likely it was for a dragon to be truthful. And this statistic is about whether or not the dragon is going to be at home when you arrive there.
Dragons don't have homes.
They do have homes, but
So
where would
don't
you
believe
often
them.
where would you often find
They
a
have
dragon?
lairs.
Yeah, they do.
In a
A
lair.
lair. Okay.
With a bunch of gold coins that he got from melting loads of carpets.
Yes. With the fire breath. That's actually, yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Is the book just like an enormous list of individual dragons, and they're instead of kind of like choosing it in the game, it's actually just like lots of dragons to pick from, but they're also like unlicensed dragons for the game.
No, so it's not so much to do with the dragons as it is to do just with the statistic. And this sort of mix up between the statistic of whether it's going to be at home and how trustworthy it is all to do with the production error.
It's really going to affect your storytelling if you're building up a big fight with a dragon, and then you get to the cave, this is going to be the big evil boss at the end, and you roll the dice and he's not home. Sorry. Soz, he's just popped out for some milk and some burnination of peasants.
Okay, so imagine you're playing D&D, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're doing your quest. You get to a cave. You ask the DM, "Is the dragon home?" And the DM's like, "Well, you better roll for it." So you roll for it. Dragon is home, but then you check your book and it says dragon's trustworthy. So you're still going to go into the cave?
Not exactly, no. So it's to do with the production error. I remember what would a dragon's home be called?
For
Yeah.
God's sake.
Go ahead, Tom.
It was talking about the dragon's lyre.
Yep.
Oh,
You kept picking up on it being lair, not cave. Damn it.
So in early versions, layer was printed as liar, and then obviously sort of third-party books would have taken that, run with it, not really understood the rules, and so invented all of this extra information for dragons being truthful or untruthful, when actually it was just to do with whether you're walking through a lair. Is there going to be a dragon there or not? Roll and
This is
find out.
basically the Dungeons and Dragons equivalent of cartographers copying each other's maps
Yep.
and exposing themselves as liars. Sorry, lairs.
As layers, yeah, absolutely.
The Lateral Producers Club is at lateralcast.com if you would like more Lateral, fewer adverts, and to support the show.